I don't know if you know this, but this dude is really into flying and aviation.
Yes.
Please jump right into that. I honestly don't know much about it, but I know you worked with JetBlue. I know you fly all over the place doing all different types of events. And then later we'll also talk about other brands that like he's like works with and also is associated with. So just jump right into the aviation part.
So I started in middle school doing Flight Simulator, and it was just the most amazing thing ever. When I was really little, I tried and I couldn't get the plane off the ground, but then in middle school I was able to do that.
Yes.
So I did Flight Simulator like a lot of middle school, and then I got to high school and I got really so into it that I found that there was this whole online piece to it, and there were actual real-world JetBlue pilots at this virtual airline called Virtual Blue, which was sort of like a mock of JetBlue. And I still do some flights with them whenever I get out my Flight Simulator.
Wow.
But basically what happened was those real-world pilots were like, you guys should all get involved. And so they have these organization of Black Aerospace professional camps. And so what they're aviation career education camps. And so what you're able to do is go there. I took my first flight and actually flew a plane for the first time. It was super cool. And then I also was able to go to the hangar and go to the JetBlue hangar, go to JetBlue's headquarters. So it was a lot of opportunity. See different airport towers, airport control rooms. It was a lot. And then the next year I came back and was sort of like, it's like a week-long camp. So the next year I came back and I was, and they're actually all over the country too. I, of course, was at the New York one. The next year I came back and was a camp counselor, sort of like a student counselor, if you will.
Of course, yeah.
Counselor in training. And I got to speak to the kids about what I was doing, because I was doing a lot of work for airlinegeeks.com on sort of aviation reporting.
Yes.
And then the next year I came... next year, which I think I was a senior, finishing high school at that point.
Going to Ithaca College.
Getting ready to go to Ithaca. I basically, yes, it was last year, JetBlue flew me out to Orlando, and which was amazing. Got such a nice hotel. And they flew me. They flew us.
The hotel's very important. You gotta watch that.
Literally, I need very good. That's the one thing I'm very bad about.
Yes.
But yeah, so I got to speak at the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals convention. They have a yearly convention, and I got to speak on behalf of JetBlue and sort of explain how I had gotten involved with the camps, how they sort of changed my life, and I actually wrote my college essay on JetBlue and got into college, obviously, and got a full scholarship. So a lot of amazing things. They were very proud of me at JetBlue, and they still continue to cheer me on, and I think you should look out for more things with JetBlue soon.
Yes. But next thing you know, he'll probably be a pilot or be the CEO of JetBlue, honestly. I swear.
And so JetBlue, so like speaking of other things I worked with, I know you were mentioning that I was in a video with Teen Vogue and Tom's, which was amazing.
just Teen Vogue and Tom's,
which was very, very cool. And then I was on, like you mentioned, the Instagram policy panel here in New York with 17 Magazine, and then I was also, what else did I do? I was at the Instagram Kindness Prom in LA. I went to Chicago to cover the beginning of the March for Our Lives Road to Change tour. Hey everybody, I'm Alec Mercier. I just finished my freshman year as a journalism major at Ithaca College. School's also out here in Chicago, so I'm here at the Summer of Peace March, where students behind me, they are hoping that this is the start to a summer free of gun violence. March has now mobilized, taking to the streets of Chicago, chanting, the NRA has got to go, enough is enough. You can see the signs, the energy, the people. This fight isn't letting up. Not here, not now. Also scared to be on the streets, so a lot of different perspectives there, and it was an honor to tell that story. And then I recently spoke at a journalism camp or I shouldn't say that, it was a Summer Journalism Institute. It was very prestigious.
Yes, quite. And where was it at?
University of Florida.
Oh my God!
So that was very cool, and it was 150 high school students. I got to be their keynote kickoff speaker, which was
nothing
big, so fun to have them for an hour. I've never had an hour to. So hey guys, I know I told you I was in Gainesville, but I didn't tell you that I'm talking to 150 of the most amazing high schoolers ever. When I even played my favorite artist Kyle during the speech, so it was a lot of fun.
That's great. Oh my God. Thank you so much for everything that you talked about. We covered so much stuff, which is why I think
you should be rewatching.
Yes, you have to rewatch this. We have like tons of footage and talks and things of that nature, which is why I think it will be good to kind of recap on things we talked about: team branding, posting, building a loyal following, and your love of aviation. So if you kind of just sum it up a little bit, and then we'll close out.
So sum up what we sort of talked about.
Yeah.
So we sort of touched on team branding, the fact that you need to be. You're very lucky because you're a human, you have values, you have passions, share those and make sure you relay those through social media. We also talked about team branding, and then it was...
I know, I'm running a blank too. It was building a loyal team following.
Yes,
building a following. Yes,
it
happens.
Yes. So with that, you want to make sure that you're actually engaged on each platform and creating content for the specific platform that you're looking for. So making sure you're liking other people's posts, other people's comments, you're saying, what you think about other people's posts, and then you're posting content that looks great for Instagram, for Twitter, for Facebook, so that people feel comfortable and like you're greeting them on the platform. And then the last thing was do's and don'ts of posting. You want to make sure that when you post, you're using hashtags, you're using all the different platforms or pieces of each platform that there are in order to make sure that you're really going to grow organically. You don't need to buy followers. You just need to make sure that you're actually
Don't do that.
Yes,
don't do
it. It will back, especially in 2018.
Yes,
it will backfire.
There's over 8 billion users on Instagram alone. I don't know about Twitter and Facebook and things like that, but
so
you'll find people that will like what you do.
It will, exactly. So true. And why shouldn't you have some of those people following you? Exactly.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much for all the information that we talked about today. You are an amazing person. Last but not least, this is extremely important. I don't know you about this. Yes. Where can people find you on all your social media platforms?
Oh my gosh, you are too good. I feel like I've never been asked them before. You're so great.
Really?
Yeah. Or like when they or in a video, I guess. I feel like some people can forget, but that's such a good.
Oh no, I always ask, especially with you. What are you talking about? People need to know where you are. They're gonna look at this and be like, I need to follow this.
Thank you.
So,
oh my God. I'm at Classy Malik on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. Instagram. Instagram's my favorite, so you should probably just stick to Instagram. But at Classy Malik, and I'll be excited to say hi to you there. Feel free to DM me. I'm always up to chat.
Oh yeah, he is exactly. When he responded to my first DM, it was just like. Because he had like 4,000 followers at the time, and I'm just like, oh my God, it was so cool.
Hey guys, so I'm in Harlem with
Ryan,
and he's gonna interview me right now, and so I want you to leave your social media questions. I'll try to answer some of them on his interview. It'll be for IGTV. Thanks. We are here at JetBlue's Terminal 5.
JetBlue, you catching this on camera?
This concert was off the charts.
Listen this afternoon. Make some noise out there. Come on.
But last but not least, reminding everyone they are the perfect start to your flight, right?
Perfect start.
You want you to count in all the decisions that are made in our country. If you don't take the opportunity to go vote, then you miss out on that chance to make your voice heard. What a cutie! To bring these runners a great race. And the New York Road Runners mission actually begins with helping and inspiring people through running. Today, many of these runners would say that they did just that. In Lower Manhattan on Wall Street, Malik Mercier for AirlineGeeks.com.
4, 3, 2...
Hello everyone, I'm Malik Mercier, and this is Yahoo Finance's Midday Movers. Among the top stories on the move at this hour, according to Google, they're failing to reach their own diversity quotas. We'll break down the stats and tell you who else is trying to modernize. And the C-suite just keeps getting richer, but how? A new study shows insider trading is widespread in retail. We've got the details. And finally, inside the breast, increasing insurmountably, creating a cancerous tumor. Insurmountably creating. Well, October is the month where you can spread awareness and help them out. October is the month where you can spread awareness and help them out by just letting people know about it, donating and creating that awareness. By just letting people know about it, donating and creating that awareness. And Delta Airlines here at JFK is getting a head start. Awareness. And Delta Airlines here at JFK is getting a head start. And Delta Airlines here at JFK is getting a head start. That was not true.
JFK is getting a head start.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I can't see that well, but we're okay. 3.
I'm so sorry. Okay, good. I got that part.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do 3. Ready? 1, 2.
Teen on the scene.